Okay, great. Let us recapture what we have seen yesterday. By the time I will be starting SIlkTest application over here. Yesterday we talked about a specific problem, like when we record with one data and replay with the same data, it works fine. But when I change the data, the system does not work. If that is the case, we need to check regular expression. Regular expression meaning we need to go to the frame.inc file and then change the Windows properties, basically the tag to be star with a wildcard. If that is the case, then it can take any data and then run, irrespective of the window title changes. The other thing that we saw is data-driven test. I have a specific activity of run the same test with multiple data. If that is the case, I need to first record the test case, then change the regular expression for window titles for changing, then prepare the data in Excel sheet, then do a data drive. The data drive will create a new file .g.t. Then you run it. It will run for all the data in the Excel sheet. This is what we have seen yesterday. Today we are going to see some more stuff. Okay. Let me see where I have recorded yesterday's. Okay, this is where it is. Now let me open address book also. Today we are going to see something like get, set and verify. Okay, we have already seen set commands. If you see over here, I am going to the SIlkTest script. You could see set text, set position, set active. Okay, anything you record, at the time of recording you will be giving the values on the screen. Correct? That means you are setting the value to something. That is already recorded. Any of the set commands can be recorded. That is perfect. Now, I want to do a test. Literally, I want to do a testing. When it is to do testing, for example, I go to address book. When I go to address book, okay, I say, first I go here, I want to just click, I want to make a double click. Okay, if I make a double click, a window should come, and if I go to the name tab, right, this list box must contain Joe N. Bala. That's a test, right? If you have noticed, I have given the value in the three text boxes that is appearing over here. If I double click and then go to name, this box should be Joe, this box should be N, this box should be Bala, and this button must be disabled, this button must be disabled, this must be enabled. This list box must contain Joe N. Bala, and it should have three different names: Bala Joe N, Bala, Joe, N. This is a test. How do I do it? You can do it in two different ways. First, you have to record the test case. So when you record the test case, you will see all the set commands, okay, that we just type over here. When you record test case, you will see the set commands. So you don't have to specifically code something. Now, I have added this. After adding this, right, or I am going to record another test case where exactly like I am going to select this and then double click. How do you do it? Let me record the test case. I am recording another test case too. I go here. I go to address main book. I select that, I double click, then I go here. Okay, up to this is my test steps. Now I am manually with my eyes I am seeing, is this correct, is this correct, is this correct, is this correct, etc., etc. Then I am cancelling, I am coming back, I stop. But your clicks are recorded. After recording, what you see with your eyes are not recorded, right? But what your mind did, after seeing, your mind has compared something, right? Okay, I have gone through this, I have selected the name. Okay, let me write the test case itself. Okay, go to main window, right? Then select the contact, right? Then this is a test step. Go to name tab, right? Now up to this it's all actions. After selecting that, I have to definitely look as the values, right? What are those values? I need to check whether those values are correct, right? See the screen and decide pass or fail field by field. How do I do that? That is where you have to use get commands. Get commands will return something from the screen to your variables. How do I do that? To do that is very simple. Now I want to get, for example, I double click, I go to this window. What is the status of this button? Okay, I want to know what is the status of this button. I want to get it. There are multiple ways to do it. Either you can hand do it, code it, or you can do a lot of ways. Okay, there is something like here. Okay, I want to say if you go over here, there are multiple options, right? You can go through the menu and do it, or there is a way that you can code it. How to code it? For that, first you need to understand the object definitions. Okay, if you go here, there is a window called properties. Within that there is a dialog box. Within that there is a first name field, right? Within that there is a button called push button add. So this is the window. Within the window there is a small dialog box. Within that there are buttons add, OK, cancel, etc. So you need to understand this part first. This is very simple. But now the question is, I want to know, right, whether what is the status of the add button. Okay, it is very simple. Let us do by coding. Okay, now that add button is, for example, get the status of add button, whether it is enabled or disabled. Okay, how to do that? Where is that add button? It is in this window. The moment you put a dot, exactly like Java coding and any other, the moment I put a dot, you are seeing a lot of information right here, right? Now what you see here is a dialog box appearing over there. Properties is the outside window. Within that there is a dialog box. I select that. Now put another dot. In that, okay, there is an add button, right? You could see something in blue color, something in yellow color, right? Okay, what are those? Let me just give a glimpse of it. Now I go over here, put a dot. Just watch. Accept is in blue color, this is in yellow color. Close is in blue color, close box is in yellow color. Anything in blue color, they are all methods. Methods meaning some activity that you can do on the object. Whereas anything in yellow, they are all sub UI objects. For example, there is a button called, or say text box called first text, right? There is a list box called, where is it? Grow box, icon 1. There are a lot of controls that are available. Now I'm saying add is a button, okay? In properties window, there's a small dialog box. Within that there is an add button, okay? For that add button, right? What do you want to know? What do you want to know? Here, I want to know what is the status. What is the status of the button? Right now it shows only certain things. Something has in red, okay? For example, if you see here, there is a B has focus. And there is something called click. Something in red, something in blue, something in yellow. Yellow is again a control. Blue is a method. These red colors are something like a property, okay? What are those properties available? To understand this better, just watch. This is very, very important. If you are able to get this concept very clear in SIlkTest, everything is easy. Please be very attentive. Now I go to the help topics. I want to know the state of the button, whether it is enabled or disabled status, okay? Under the help object, you go to for test reference. Under the for test reference, there is something called classes. You can use SIlkTest to test Java or .NET or Power Builder applications, right? Now there is something called general core classes. Within that there is something called any win. This is very, very important concept. What are the properties that you want to check? B, a prefix B meaning it is Boolean. It can return true or false. B enabled means is it enabled or not? B exists means does it exist or not? If the property name starts with B, it is called a Boolean. It returns true or false. If the property name starts with S, it is going to return a string. S caption is a string. If S name is a string. If it starts with I, it's an integer, right? Same way LW, right? Long window, right? So there are a lot of different properties available, right? Same way there are other methods. Is enabled, is it enabled or not, right? Is it existing or not? What is the height of the button? What is the width of the button? You can get everything. Get meaning on the screen. You see something with your eyes. That's a property. What is the caption? What is the title on it? Is it enabled? What is the length of it? What is the height of it? You can get that information into a variable. I want to get the information of that as is it enabled? Be enabled. Okay. Now I go to this screen. Okay. Now I want to say be enabled. This is a property, but this property returns a Boolean value. So I have to declare a variable called Boolean F. Okay. Now I'm saying F equal to this be enabled properties. Now I'm saying print F. If it is enabled, it is going to say true. If it is going to be disabled, it is going to say false. Now the same thing I am going to do it for instead of add button, okay? Instead of add button, I am going to do for OK button, okay? There is another OK button, right? Somewhere I could see that. I am not sure whether I have lost it or not, okay? Okay, this first text box, is it enabled? Now I am going to give that value. Let me just print this. Add button status. Now I'm going to say this is first name text field status. I am getting the status whether it is enabled or not in a variable and I am printing it. Now let me run it. I am going to run this test case. It is asking, you want to run test 1 or test 2? Now I'm going to run test 2. Let us try to run. Okay. Coming back, I'm saying test 2, run it. It goes there. It clicks. It double clicks. It moves to that. Then it comes out. It is showing me the result. In the result, it is showing, look at this. Add button status false. That means a false status on the add button enabled status means it is disabled. First name text is enabled. That is true, right? That means it is enabled so that you can do input. So what is there on the screen you can get. Okay, is it the only thing that I can get? You can even get the height, width, everything. How do I get that? For example, I want to know the height of this button add. Again, I go to the help window. Now, if you go here, watch this very, very carefully. There is something called a get property. There is a very, very important command, get property. Okay. The moment you click on it, what is the property that you want to get? Okay. So it shows a lot of properties available, but which property I want to get? So I have to pass a property name. Object.getProperty, I want to give a property name. Now, let me go here and then try. I want to know the height of the add button. Let us try. If it works fine, absolutely no issue. Let us try it out. Instead of add dot, I say get property. I say, what is the property name I want to give? I say height. This height is going to return an integer, so I say I am going to determine say integer h. Now I'm going to say it is integer h. Now add button height is h. Let us see whether this command works or not. Okay, I am giving a property name called the height. Whether it works or not, let us try it once again. Run it. Run the test case. Test 2. Run it. If it fails, probably it may be a small syntax error. Probably we can correct it also. Okay. It has come out. There is some error. Okay. The property name height was not found. Okay. That means it is trying to get the property of height. It is not able to get. Okay. Same, but this is, I will try to get the first text field's height. Let me check whether it is height or the property being h. Okay. Let us try it out. Let us try it out once again. This is again, you need to know the property names. Okay. Again, it is the property name is case sensitive. Or there is one other property, I want to know XY coordinates, height, weight, everything, right? Sorry, height, width. There's no weight for this button. Sorry, that's a mistake from my side. Height and width. That means give me the entire rectangle portion of some field. For example, I go here. There is a first field, right? I want to know the rectangle, this area, the whole area. What is the pixel location of this height and width? I want to get it straight away. How do I do it? First, you need to know what is that frame.inc file. In this, you need to check where is that first name, right? There is a first name field called first, right? Text field is first. For this field, what is the rectangle? To do that, it's very simple. The technique is same. Instead of add, let us do this. Just watch. Dot first, for this field, get me the, if you look here, for the text field, what is the font, what is the font size, everything he is able to get it out, right? Get me the current text, right? Is it bold, is it italic, everything he is giving. But only thing is you have to first get it and then show it. How do I do it? Let us first go back here. get, there is something called a rectangular area, okay? One second. Okay. Here, right now it is showing, the first one is B has focus, and then it is showing these many areas. But if you go here, it is showing a lot of commands which are not listed over here. For example, capture, bitmap, clear, everything is not shown. These properties are available for every single, for example, get rectangle, right? Get rectangle is a property, and as a function, this can be used for anything, but it is not showing in SIlkTest over here. How do I do it? First, you need to go to this options. Let me just check with the general options. Okay, in the general options, you have to say inheritance level, you have to say instead of below any given class, you have to say all, because all properties are available to you to use, but in the list box it shows very limited properties. Now if I say all in the general options, now you see when I put this dot, look at this, app ID, be active, so many things are shown over here. In this one you could see something like get rectangle also, right? Now it is showing get the rectangle, right? Now I say get the rectangle. Okay, get the rectangle is a function. Okay, this is returning some value to me, but what is that function? Again, this is a variable type. There is another variable type called the rectangle R. Okay, now we say R equal to this. Now I am going to say buttons rectangle. Okay, first name text field rectangle equal to R. Right now it is not showing any syntax error. Now let us try to run it once again. Okay, I'm going to the application, saving this, run, trying to run. It is coming out. Oh, sorry. It is executing that. Now it is coming out. I have given run rather than executing one test case. It has executed both the test case. Look at here. This is the x coordinate of the first name field. This is the y coordinate of the first name field. This is the height of that, and this is the length, and this is the height. Manually, I don't know how to calculate xy coordinates and height and width of that, but this is able to give in a very, very clear fashion. This is a very, very important point. So if I want to do a test, this is where the question comes from.